federal government has reiterated its determination to continue to put in place infrastructure facilities to enhance the living standards of all Nigerians and ease movement and businesses. President Muhammadu Buhari disclosed this while commissioning the Abuja Light Rail project 11 years after it was started. The president added that his administration will continue to work towards ensuring that projects are completed irrespective of who started them. Let's take a listen. President Muhammadu Buhari is making history with the commissioning of the mass transit metro rail project in the Federal Capital Territory, designed to provide affordable and comfortable intra-city transportation for residents of the territory and all her visitors. The project is coming on board for public use 11 years after it took off on a dual funding arrangement between the governments of Nigeria and China.
When the project was conceived, it was done at the cost of about $800 million US, funded 60% by the China Exim Bank and 40% by the Federal Capital Territory Administration. The scope of this particular phase, Your Excellency, which we are commissioning, involves the double gauge track of 45 kilometers, a maintenance depot, a training school, and an operations and control center, as well as 12 railway stations. All the stations have been completed and they are just like the one directly behind me. The stations are located at Kukwaba, Ring Road, Wupa, Idu, Basanjiwa, airports, Gwagwa, Dede, Kagini, and Bazango stations, making a total of 12 railway stations. So far, we have taken delivery of a number of coaches that will be used for the operations, while the main coaches, numbering 48, would arrive in due course. And financing for the railway coaches is being done by the China Exim Bank and the FCT, based on a soft loan on the basis of 85% by China Exim Bank and 50% counterpart funding by the FCT.
Although the project is capital intensive, the opportunity for counterpart funding was one that the President Muhammadu Buhari administration was not ready to let go, as it provides federal government an opportunity to leverage on funds to meet the project's completion demand. For this, the president was indeed thankful to the Chinese government for their interest in supporting the nation's infrastructure pursuits. It is important to note that the anti-graft war has earned Nigeria more international acceptability and boost investors' confidence in the Nigerian business climate, thus facilitating completion of the rail project at this time. Now, residents of the Federal Capital Territory are in for a good intra-city traveling experience powered by scheduled operations that will enable planning by its users.
Mr. President, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to inform you that the rail tracks, the signaling system, the 12 stations, as well as other infrastructure were all completed about 6 months ago. During the last 6 months, we have spent time testing the system using international best practices, which included testing the tracks without passengers for about 2 months to make sure that all the tracks are well aligned, the platforms are done, and the signaling system are operating correctly. After that, we did trial runs with passengers for about 1 month to ensure safety and all the relevant works that are necessary in running a rail system of this nature. And I am pleased to state that the Federal Ministry of Transportation, after working very closely with our team of engineers and the team from the construction company CCECC of China and the project consultants, Messrs. Transop Technirail Limited, has granted the Abuja Rail Mass Transit System Lot 3 and Lot 1 a safety certificate for commercial operations.
For President Muhammadu Buhari, who sees government beyond party lines and regional leanings, this is another promise kept by the government of Nigeria to her people. The federal government is particular about the welfare of Nigerians, especially the poor, who need to be served by the state through provision of basic infrastructure for them to leverage upon and contribute to their economy as they find their respective bearings in business and commerce.
I am thankful to the government and people of the Republic of China for their investment in the Nigerian economy. I commend the CCECC Limited, the contracting firm, for the quality of work and timely delivery of this project.
I have never stopped expressing my gratitude to the government of the People's Republic of China for their support to Nigeria and African countries in developing our infrastructure. China is a true friend of Africa and Nigeria, and we are grateful to them, and we hope that they will continue to support financing this project and other infrastructure projects in Nigeria and Africa to full completion.
For a national leader who is always seeking to satisfy the needs of the common man, on whose mandate he has been elected to create and promote sustainable environments for economic activities in the country, standards must be upheld all through the project operations, and this led to 2 months test run of the rail project with passengers to ascertain that quality service is not compromised as it opens for full operations. The Abuja Light Rail project was executed at a contract sum of $823.5 million, covering 45.245 kilometers of double-track rail line, consisting of Lot 1A and 3. It is part of a whole rail network for the intra-city service incorporated in the territory's transportation master plan. The total length of the rail transport network for the FCT is 292 kilometers distance of lots 1 to 6. The project has been phased to cater for mass transit in a gradual process until the FCT is covered for the robust rail transportation system to be fully operational. At the moment, the preferential demand of the project so far completed is Lot 1, made up of Part A, which is 23 kilometers from Idu to Kubwa, and B, covering 26.78 kilometers from Ring Road 1 through the Transportation Center to Gwagwa. It does not end here, as other phases of the project will soon start rolling. FCT Minister Mohammed Bello said that the administration is working on Phase 2 of the Abuja Rail Mass Transit project to cover a distance of 32.54 kilometers from Nnamdi Azikiwe Expressway to Gariki Area 1 via the Transportation Center to Gwagwa and from Bazango Station to Kubwa.
And it is gratifying for us to say we have developed that crop of engineers that will work on the next train. That is the Lot 1B from Gwagwa back to the city again. I believe going through Gwarinpa, Jabi, Utako, and coming into town.
The Chinese ambassador to Nigeria says China remains committed to deepening its relationship with Nigeria in the future.
China-Nigeria cooperation is brotherly South-to-South cooperation between equal partners. China remains committed to stepping up its mutually beneficial cooperation with Nigeria in a new era. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, China and Africa have always been a community with a shared future. We Chinese appreciate the African wisdom. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together.
This is a promise kept by sticking to the interest of Nigerians instead of the usual project cancellation by a new administration to begin a new cycle of project review and reward. It is a congratulation to the President for continuity and project execution for the benefits of Nigerians.
The traffic